I'm assuming you're here because you are wanting to purchase the AD5X. We're going to unbox this today. We're going to take it out of its glorious packaging and put it on a desk like it is right now. And we're going to go over the setup process, how to put it together, and how long that takes. For me, sneak peek, it took me about 15 minutes to actually get this set up and running. This is one of the faster printers I've gotten to set up because this is literally 7 screws, 3 on the build plate, 4 right by the screen. And then putting this together was very easy, the multi-material system. If you don't know me, I'm 3dprinter and I do a lot of various videos. I am not a one-shop stop man. Please watch on if you're interested in this machine. This is not a review video, but without further ado, let's continue and open this out of the box. Flashforge was kind enough and they sent me the AD5X 3D printer. So let's open this up and check it out. So the AD5X is around 30 pounds shipping weight. It is a lighter printer, which makes it easier to handle and move around if you're going to be moving this in various spaces or if you need to set things up. It's not that heavy of a printer, which is very nice.
The precision, my God, you are good at this, absolute cinema. Haven't cracked anything this beautiful in a long time. Have you, Jakey? Just do it one more time.
So the first thing we're met with is a little piece of paper that says how to install the display screen. And then we have our manual, I believe. It's actually a really nice little manual. They have it folded up. We got some information in here. So we got a thank you. It's just a guide on how to open the printer. I was debating on reading this or not, but I think I might give it a once over. You should also give this a once over if you do get this, because sometimes there's screws that you have to unscrew on the bottom of the build plate. But you pull out your foam. Don't forget to pull out your foam, okay? We got some blockies here that we gotta get out. Then we'll read it. I'm gonna pause the video so we can read on how to get it set up. So we've got 1 foam block, 2 foam blocks. And like I said, then you that's why it's important to have it upright, is you want to be able to pull this out. Okay, and having it upside down is hard to do. Back of the printer. Here's the front. All right, so this is what's really nice about this printer. Flashforge always sends you a really good handy kit. You get some glue, which is a really nice thing. And then you get some clippers, a nozzle plug thing, and like a D-jammer. You get some grease and some tools. This is actually a really nice handy kit. You got a power cord at the top. Okay, now we gotta read the manual. I do not know where we go from here. I'm back.
Honey, I am whom?
So it's a 3-piece foam removal. First foam is at the top. So it's tightly in there. And then you remove this piece of foam. Okay, this one goes to the top. This is new. This just fell off, but this is a new design for the AD5X. I have the Flashforge Adventure 5M, and this is not there. This is actually a J5 connector, I think is what they're called, and you have to manually plug it in. So being able to take this off without unplugging cord is a plus.
Load in comparison, yay!
So this is the regular Flashforge. So this, take it off, and like I said, you get that cable up there, which is really hard to take out. But this is what I really like, the nozzle change. You push this in, and then you put your other hand underneath, and the nozzle drops right out. And it's this really nice long copper nozzle. So that's some differences on the machine. Now this could be different. I bought this when this came out. So they could have updated this since then. They could have a different nozzle on there now. I don't know, but that's how it is. You got that speed changer. But this is the 5M compared to the ADX5 or AD5X. But then, like I said, step 3 is this bottom piece of foam right here. And that just comes right out. Another difference I can see right away is we get a nice textured PEI plate on this one. The base version of this printer is a black one and it's a lot thicker than this. As a pro tip, what I like to do is remove this bottom piece right here because this can break if you do bend it sideways. Not saying it will break, but if you don't want that possibility, remove the screws, take this off, and then you can bend it this way instead of having to always bend it this way. In the third foam, we have all of our multi-material system gadgets. We got all this stuff that we need to set up on that printer so we can print in 4 colors. Now we're gonna get to screw some stuff.
Yes!
We have to remove these in numerical order, it says. It's very important that we follow a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. I don't know why they wanted it to be this way. Puts a lot of strain on that cable. Okay, once you get that bracket removed, they said to tilt it up. And right here is where we slide this on too. And then we are going to move it gently over. Look great, so we'll do that. And remember to read the manual. So we gotta set up the switcher now. And that looks like it goes on this side over here. The next thing we have to install is this. This is called the mounting plate, and it will be going right here where we have 2 screws. And it will be installed like this. Your AD5X should come with a bag of hardware, and they're all the same size screws, so you don't have to wonder which one. Then we put it right here. When you're installing things, by the way, you do not have to over tighten things. Just make sure it's secure. Do not wrench on it until you can't anymore, because that's just worse on the machine. It's going to be harder to take apart and clean eventually. You could end up stripping the screws as well. So do not do that.
Seriously, do not over tighten the screws. Maintenance is a normal thing to do, and you will end up stripping the screw head, and then you will never be able to remove it after.
The next step is to take our IFS module and then connect it to this. It says to start at a 45-degree angle, and then we're going to rotate it clockwise and it will lock in place. As you can see, these are the grooves and they will be connecting in here. You can see that this does stop, so it's important that you put them in a 45-degree angle and then just turn, and that's already connected. So now we have to take this, the guide tube, and there's a mounting screw. You'll need another screw for this. You'll insert it in here. Don't worry, there is a guide for it, and it should click into place. Then you want to do your screw. This is actually a bit tricky. If you have bigger fingers, I'd perhaps maybe rest the screw in there first. And then you have a little clip, and you could secure it to a point like that. And now we have our multi-material system set up. This is our next step, is we had to plug this in. So now we'll take this end of the plug, insert it. This has to plug into the printer, and that spot is in this corner. To secure this to the machine even better, there's 2 holes right there, and we'll screw this in. So this is now done, and this is secure. Our next step is to install the filament spool holders. They're all labeled really nicely. This is going to tell the slicer what filament to pick from when we go to print. And they're all labeled on the machine. So you got 1, 4, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it follows a looping pattern. I'm sure that was hard to watch. My apologies. When installing these, the one is up and you just twist it. So follow it like this. And then you push down until it clicks. So after this step, all we have to do is take out the screws in the build plate. So there's some arrows pointing to the screws. There's 3 of them, and we should be set up and ready to print. So here are the 3 screws that come out of the build plate. They're actually quite long. Okay, so we got this turned on. We're greeted with a select language screen, print preparation, confirm all the packaging, all this stuff are removed. And now we'll go over its calibrations for the machine. I think this takes around 10 to 15 minutes. This should have a timer pop up like the Adventurer 5. So it'll go through all this. I'm not going to film this. Calibration finished. It took about 8 minutes, maybe 9 for the entire thing. And before we move forward, I got distracted and I was looking at the machine. The Flashforge Adventurer 5 can actually get an entire enclosure, but it's 3D printed. The one complaint that I'd have is I wish Flashforge would actually make a professional enclosed kit with either an acrylic door, perhaps a tempered glass door, and maybe even something for the top. I know the top is a little bit harder to do since it's got this right here. So the other thing I'd like to mention is this does have spots where you can put in activated carbon. So these doors come out, there's 2 of them. So there's one underneath this build plate and there's one above. And this is a mesh door and that's what it looks like. You can put activated carbon in there. I believe that's exactly what it is for. I do wish, the manual probably says exactly what goes in there. Then again, that's one of the complaints I have is this machine has some little knick-knack areas that it's like, wow, why don't you disclose that information when you're going to buy it? Because I would have loved to have gotten already some activated carbon in there. Really wouldn't do much because this is an open case, so airflow is going to go in and out no matter what. But it is like they added this and I wish it would be used. So now it is asking for the filament. This is not the greatest screen, I would say. It's saying 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be in the order that these are laid out in. So it should show it as 1, 2, 3, 4, just so the user doesn't get confused. The reason I'm saying that is once you put these on, the numbers are covered up. So I would suggest putting 1, 2, 3, 4 on the tops of these with a marker or something that can stand out so you can identify the numbers if you're new to this. I would suggest this sticker be here instead, or have a way to have it like embossed as like 1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is what your screen's going to look like. It does look a lot brighter. The camera is picking up some glare right here, but I can't see it from my perspective. So there is some update records. I do not want to update. I don't want to update this right now, so I'm not going to. I would suggest that you take the latest updates. So what do we have? We have an Orca. So this is what we have plugged in. So this looks like it's supposed to be running on Orca. That says Orca on there. This is a logo. We got a benchy. We have an earphone stand. It does not come with a USB device. This is where our filament's laid out, or if you don't have this connected, it would just be that in the back. And then we got our directions. But that is the Flashforge AD5X. Like I said, this is more of a setup guide on what it looks like setting up, how it comes out of the box, and what you're going to be presented with. I may or may not have a part where we use this printer to print with.
I ended up making lots of cool things with this. This is a venom bust. I also ended up making a Wolverine hand. That has real metal claws. I then printed out the viral fidget ball as well. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you are going to get one or if this video has helped you.